whistle goes to mark the start of day 9 and the playoff game between South Africa and Uganda. And Lenise Potgieter with a big smile on her face, steadies early. So there's Rachel Nanyonga. We've used the word revelation a number of times throughout this tournament. She's one of them. 110 goals so far at 80%. But her work out the front of Proskovia has been an absolute credit to her. And there's Carla Mostart. Well, she's taken the most number of intercepts of any individual player. South Africa with the most number of intercepts for any team of the 16 nations here in Sydney. They've had 76 intercepts to their name prior to coming into this game today. Carla Mostart, she's been responsible for a good 25 of those. So it's Peace Proskovia at the post. And she's got great elevation, so she will be tough to beat on the rebound if she misses it. Oh, the pressure coming on. Uganda just being forced off the circle. That's better. As they pop the ball into the pocket. Kachwa, well, she thought that was on and gone through the hands of Proskovia. So it's South Africa now. Must start.
Wing defense, contact.
Agio on the contact for Uganda, and again being called by umpire Gary Burgess, so will be requested to adjust, or the whistle may just come her way too often.
South Africa, this side. That side of the post. Ranage offside, wing defense.
And the captain for South Africa, Mareka Holtzhausen, puts her first up for the game. And a beautiful ball there, placed in great space, Potgieter. You get the feeling maybe the eyes of the world may just be watching that lady. Will she pop up on our TV screens somewhere in Australia or maybe over in England? From Berger, she's called on the contact. It's outside, so the player's just not listening clearly there to the umpires. Marwani, all elbows. And the score's level. First quarter, day 9. It's playoffs time, so much on the line for both of these sides. And a beautiful take. Uganda right in the thick of things, Lillian Agio. So, Proskovia finds Mini. And the ball work from Uganda, if you were to compare day 1 right now to day 9, you were looking at a completely different side. As the star of the show for Uganda and Peace Proskovia. The first Ugandan player, Proskovia, to head into the UK Premier League. This lady with ball in hand. Well, the hold was on. Mulwaney unable to reach the ball. Proskovia steps in, finishes off. And Uganda take a small lead early on. Look at the dress-ups of the Ugandan crowd. Loving their time in Sydney. Well, Hosshausen looked one way and found Potgieter opening up under the post. And here's Potgieter. May, after this game, take herself into being the most prolific shooter here at the Netball World Cup with just one day of play left. Well, no one at home when Lawson let that ball go. And Uganda playing in the red today. They've played in yellow throughout the tournament. What can the red strip do for them? And Nyonga, Proskovia. And she pops in. Number 2 for her, nice and easy. Nyonga jumping as high as she can as the flag waves for South Africa. Almost halfway through this first quarter. Uganda out with a 1-goal lead. Their centre pass. There's Mimi. Great drive front cut from Proskovia. And Mulwaney just going to be asked to adjust her distance. A whistle falling her way quite a bit early on. Holzhausen, Potgieter. Well, Holzhausen doing all the work out the front, and the connection between her and Lenise Potgieter has been so solid. And you'll see a shoe come straight off the foot. Karchwa will quickly get that back on. She wants to get on with this game. There's a bit of momentum here for Uganda. Oh, through the hands. And the chance goes missing. So South Africa now, through Mostart, must capitalise here. Need to grab this game early on, South Africa, because the Ugandans, if they get a sniff, they will be very, very difficult to beat. And the captain delivers at the post. Oh, lazy hands. Mareka clapped her hands. Now she needs to get on with her defence. So strong move up the corridor. Oh, great deflection from Lawson. And again, South Africa just lacking a connection through here. There's Msomi eventually finds the ball. So Agio doing great work at wing defence on the South African wing attack. And Nimukasa there out of play as Lenise Potgieter pops in the 5th goal. There's the colourful ladies here to support the South Africans. Oh, Mulwaney. She just tried to thread the needle there, did Ruth Mimi, and she knew the minute that ball was released from her hand, it wasn't on. So Uganda lucky to come up with the throw-in. And again, that's Mulwaney's 6th penalty in these early stages. So that just gives the Ugandan shooters the opportunity to go to the post again, or even move closer to the post for the shot. She'll need to just tidy up in there and try not to draw the attention of the whistle. Goal for goal.
Manage contact.
Potgieter looks at the post,
Defense.
decides
Contact.
maybe she might move herself a bit closer. They may go up and over here.
Contact centre penalty.
And Berger eventually finds a beautiful hold. That's too hard to beat, that is, from the South Africans. When they hit circle edge, nice and pause. And Potgieter, so strong in the circle. Oh, Fumble City, who comes up with it? Lawson for South Africa, here they go. The Proteas, down court.
Hold time. Wing defence has persistent contact. No more.
Okay, clear message coming from the umpire that it was persistent contact and that's enough. So the first warning goes in and Lilian Agio will be requested to adjust, otherwise she may just see herself on the sideline unnecessarily. Just under 5 minutes left to play here in this first quarter. Uganda had the lead early. South Africa, well, they fought back. But the ball is in the She-Cranes' hands. Lilian Agio. Meany, there's Nanyonga. And Nakachwa getting attention from Lawson. Well, there's plenty of whistle, but rightly so at the moment, because the elbows of the defenders are out and unnecessary. Somi, well, great drive to post. Beautiful drive to the circle edge. And that's the timing, I think, Norma Plummer, you get the feeling. That's what she'll be talking to them about, just keeping that timing, driving hard to the circle edge. Once they get there, the shooter for South Africa is almost unstoppable. So again, Proskovia forced to come out, but it doesn't matter because Nanyonga finds the baseline. Can she finish off? Yes, she can. Six from six, Rachel Nanyonga. Hasn't put a foot wrong. Berger into the pocket, opens up the space. There's Potgieter holding strong. And the defenders for Uganda, Nanyonga and Numakasa, they've got some work to do. Sitting on the body currently. I'll put my money on it. Norma Plummer tells them to get off the body. And confuse the space so the feed is a little bit more difficult. Oh, great drive again, Nanyonga. Hugging the baseline and finishes off for Uganda. And we continue to go goal for goal here. Well, here's a moment now for Uganda. The ball just thrown away by South Africa. If they can convert here, it does go to their centre pass and they could just take a mental lead on the scoreboard going into that quarter time break. To be up against South Africa, they would be thrilled. Lawson stands out of play and the penalty not set. Clearly indicated by the umpire. Frustration there on the faces of the She-Cranes. So Berger hugging the sideline and Somi just can't get anywhere. Absolutely covered.
Defense outside.
So the captain for South Africa offloads and Potgieter goes to the post now for number 8 for her. And South Africa creep forward by the goal. Just over 1 minute left in this first quarter. So we'll take bragging rights in at quarter time. Opportunity 2-on-1 here. They go Proskovia. And she goes to offload, but the obstruction called on Mostart. So, well, Nanyonga hasn't missed yet. Oh, gee, I just put the commentary curse on her. I have to put my apologies in, Rachel Nanyonga. It's her first miss for the game. And time being called here, just really quite sure something's fallen onto the ground, so we'll get that off the court. 29 seconds on the court, the whistle will go. And South Africa a chance now to go 2 goals up.
Time was called. It's a contact from the wing defence. In line with me here, please.
So we'll reset the play. Contact being called on the wing defence. And Somi.
Wing defence. Moving too soon.
Agio in the thick of it, but mostly with the umpire early on here. Lily and Agio there, the Ugandan wing defence. And South Africa now take 2 goals lead. They will go into the break in front. Will it be by 3? 6 seconds on the clock. And Mareka Holshausen completely overcooks that one. And the whistle goes at quarter time. And a fantastic start to the game. Uganda very strong, but South Africa take the lead in 2 goals up. They lead 13-11. So there's Norma Plummer. And she is immediately having discussions with the goalkeeper from South Africa. And you get the feeling that'll just be about positioning around Peace Proskovia. Keep the feet moving. There's been plenty of contact called on Pumza Maweni from South Africa. So a good start for both sides. South Africa just bragging rights as we go in to the quarter time stats. And the shooting accuracy right up there for South Africa at 87. Dropped off slightly for Uganda, so room for improvement. And the turnover 6 and 7 apiece, a little bit high. But it's South Africa at the moment leading Uganda by 2. Netball World Cup 2015, South Africa in front at quarter time, leading Uganda by the 2 goals. There's Lenise Potgieter, dominant up front for them. Just at the moment shooting 9 from 10, so Uganda with some work to do defensively on her. As the whistle goes and we get underway the second quarter, Uganda in the red, South Africa in the green. The winner of today's game will play off in the final day tomorrow for positions 5 and 6. Maweni with a hand on ball early, and that'll please Coach Norma Plummer, who spent most of the break chatting with Pumza Maweni. loser of today's game. Their positioning tomorrow, they'll be playing off for 7th and 8th position. And the big news coming through today, well, the gold medal game. Much to the delight of all Australians, Australia will be there and taking on their nemesis, the Silver Ferns. New Zealand winning over Jamaica. And Australia getting over the Jamaican Sunshine Girls. So the big game tomorrow for the gold medal, New Zealand and Australia. At the same time, we have a big game right here, these two African sides. Pride of Africa, 4 nations here of 16 coming from Africa. Malawi and Zambia, the other two. So great news and a promising future for the sport in Africa. There they are, wave to us. Thanks for coming.
Contact, wing defence. Wing defence. Wing defence, over.
So Nemakasa. Good defensive play from Uganda. There's the long ball. Good vision from Mostart. Finds Berger down the sideline. Great ball work from South Africa. And Potgieter out of the circle for the first time. Bongui Nsomi. She really needs to start driving to the circle edge. I reckon if they can get that part of the game right, South Africa, they could start to just push this scoreline out. Oh, and just as we say that, the footwork call. And in the blink of an eye, Uganda down court. There's Nanyonga. Carla Mostart. The contact, so she'll stand out of play.
Contact, partial shot. It's a
Parcel shot, so it is inside the circle.
Thank you.
The instructions more than clear from umpire Gary Burgess.
Goal defence, it's a contact. Goalkeeper obstruction.
Proskovia pops in number 5. She's been very dominant, but she has been having to work hard to get her goals here, so that's full credit to the South African defence.
Contact, keeper, defence, partial shot.
You just see the head shake there from Mostart, a little bit frustrated. Most defenders don't like to stand out of play at the best of times, particularly inside the circle. So Uganda trail now by 1 goal. And plenty of movement coming from the South African front line. Good defensive pressure as she reigns. Well, Holshausen, the ball went up. You thought for a second Nanyonga was going to get to it, but she didn't, and South Africa finish off. And they hold on to their 2-goal lead through this first 5 minutes of play in the second term.
Defence, hold. Wing defence.
Now a lovely drive and connection there. Nanyonga to Proskovia. And maybe some rhythm just started to come into the play. Peace Proskovia. Plays over in the English Super League. Oh, great hands, Argio. Well, she has chipped away through the first quarter. She caught the eyes of the umpire, but she hasn't let that faze her. And she just may give her teammates a chance here to level peg this score. So Mimi Double plays herself to the circle edge. And Nyonga forced high and wide. Proskovia, what's she doing here? Steps in. And out of court as she contested that ball. So the throw-in will go to South Africa, and really a chance completely gone astray there for Uganda. So the space opened up by Mostart down court, and Somi, well, she's looking for someone. There's the speed and drive, and great contest coming from Florence Nanyonga. Well, she comes up with the ball. So a go now for Uganda. Well, that spent a long time in the air. Just the patient approach until eventually they find this lady. She goes again. There's Nanyonga on the baseline. Good split and open. Uganda are about to level the score. So that pleases the Ugandans in the house. And half of this crowd that seem to have jumped on the She Cranes train. Rachel Nanyonga offloads to Mimi in the pocket. There she is again. Well, you can see Proskovia just being completely hugged by the South African defenders. They know she's the go-to girl. And this time the ball worked to the circle top. Nakachwa eventually. Rachel Nanyonga puts Uganda in front. So we wait for the ball to get back to the centre circle. And Erin Berger, great drive down court from her. That's what South Africa need to do a lot more of. Their play is so much easier when their players are driving hard down court and creating some depth in their game. Uganda, on the other hand, they'll play this ball around until they get exactly where they want to get. Oh, the hand comes in from Mwangi. And a chance now, South Africa on the fast break. Berger, high to Pokita, right at the post, steadies up, finishes off for South Africa, and they're back in front. Well, it's been goal for goal. These two sides have never met at a Netball World Cup before, but they've certainly met on other occasions back in Africa. And when they did the last time in an unofficial test, South Africa were clear winners over Uganda, 56-39. So a vast improvement coming from Uganda. South Africa given automatic qualification, being number 5 in the world. Uganda, well, they had to win their African Cup to get here, and they did that. Again, Mwangi just getting called on the contact, just needs to continue to move her feet. And Rachel Nanyonga she's just dominating for Uganda. She scored more than Proskovia. Proskovia in the past being the dominant of the two shooters. Proskovia coming in with 194 goals to her name before this game. Nanyonga with 110. And Holshausen, well, she's been at 70% accuracy for this tournament. But she's 5 from 6 today. Lilian Agio, 2 intercepts to her name already. the offside called on the centre for Uganda. So it's a get out of jail card for South Africa. Oh, and just when they had a moment, the hands of Lawson, not good enough. Well, Mawani had a crack at that. Moscovia just gave up, and South Africa now, Berger gets them underway. And Somi again to Berger. Mareka Holzhausen on the baseline, up. Oh, can't deliver. Well, what a game. Uganda, just patient, no real structure in this front line. They just want to set up this lady as best they can. And great space used in the circle between the two Ugandan shooters. And Rachel Nanyonga, complete player, only playing her 12th international game today. Imagine if we could add another 50 or 60 to her name. So the quick reply from South Africa, they're attacking not under too much pressure. It's their defenders that are having to do the work. Oh, almost. But again, Uganda come up with the crumbs. And Mukasa. The 1-2, Proskovia wanting the ball. She loves to set the play up from here and use her speed to the post. Well, forwards to go backwards. You can see Agio there just somewhat frustrated. Felt she was cleanly contacted. And South Africa, well, they're just going to make Uganda pay on that occasion. And they now hit the front by 1 goal, just over 2.5 minutes left to play. South Africa sent a pass. We've been goal for some 13 minutes. And it's playoffs. Day 9 of the Netball World Cup. Oh, and here's a chance for Uganda. The ball out of the hands of Erin Berger, the centre for South Africa. Well, the movement almost non-existent from Uganda is, oh! Well, Erin Berger came in to contest that. She'll get straight up. One of the toughest characters I've seen in netball. Erin Berger playing 79 caps for her today. As Mimi also hits the deck. So you can see the desperation coming from the players. They want that opportunity to be playing off for 5th and 6th. In terms of world rankings, you've got South Africa currently at 5th. Uganda 14th in the world, so any result for them is a bonus, but they will expect nothing less than to want to play off for 5th and 6th position tomorrow. Well, strong take from Proskovia. Minute 15 on the clock. South Africa are up by 2. Uganda need to score here. Oh, the big step in, and her foot was actually outside the circle before she took that shot. Well picked up by Gary Burgess. So a goal here for South Africa would really put them in a nice, handy lead with their centre pass. They could go out to a 4-goal lead here at the half-time break. Strong work there from Pokita. South Africa, they've kicked up a gear with 30 seconds left to go in this second term. Uganda need to respond with a goal. What can they do? Mimi. Well, Mawani down at the back of play. Plenty of time on the clock. Need to score. And Rachel Nanyonga just drawing the contact from Carla Mostar. Nanyonga, She's 12 from 14. Oh, good strong rebound from Proskovia. She'll need to get it up. And no goal. So the umpire indicating that ball didn't drop through by the whistle. So disappointing there for Uganda. But it was all South Africa in the last 2 minutes of play, able to push their lead out by 3 goals as they lead Uganda 24-20. Well, what an interesting second quarter it was. It was goal for goal for 13 and a half minutes of play, and then just a moment for South Africa. A couple of quick turnovers. They flew down court, and Potgieter was so strong under the post. She's 18 from 19, the goal shooter for South Africa, Lenise Potgieter. And the South Africans head in to the change rooms, leading their opponents by 4 goals. As we take a look at the halftime statistics, and if you want to ask Uganda to improve in any area, it would simply just be in their percentage. They win on rebounds, they've taken more intercepts, so it just sets up a beautiful second half here at Netball Central. Don't go anywhere, it's South Africa and Uganda. The halftime statistics, and if you want to ask
boys and girls, thank you so much for joining us. Throughout these two matches, obviously, we do have two games happening at the same time. There's a slight time delay, so I've noticed sometimes a few little spots where we've got the other news that we don't have today. Obviously, out of respect for the other match up there on the other court. But great to see you all down there having a great time, making lots of noise for all these teams, which is just fantastic. Thanks for being such an amazing crowd all throughout this wonderful event. The scoreboard 24-21 right now, South Africa up by a couple there over Uganda, and over on the other court, Zambia 33, Sri Lanka 22 have the lead there at half time, but they've just hit half time there. A couple of minutes now, of course, we're going to be rock and roll. Please welcome these teams back on the court. Please welcome Uganda. And please welcome South Africa.
Netball World Cup 2015 action, and South Africa come out of the change rooms 4 goals up over their South Africa, or their African counterpart, should we say, in Uganda. Lise Proskovia comes out onto the court, and Uganda are going to need her to fire in this second 30 minutes. Of course, quarter time score, South Africa led by the 2 goals, 13-11, and just in the dying seconds won the second quarter by 2 goals to take them out to a 4-goal lead, as Proskovia there just asking a couple of questions of the umpires. And she'll be seeking clarification on behalf of her team over something. Not sure what it is. A good discussion being had. Oh, wouldn't you love a microphone in on that? So Proskovia comes back out onto the court, and we'll talk you through any of the changes in just a second. Get this game underway. A critical third quarter. They call it the championship quarter for a reason. And for South Africa, the change being made. Msumi, the wing attack, goes to the bench. We felt that she struggled somewhat in that first 30 minutes. And Izette Luba comes onto the court. Yes. Potgieter blows out a sigh of relief that shot went in. And just the one change for the South African side. Norma Plummer, the coach of South Africa. And she's identified the need for South Africa to dominate onto the circle edge. And Labar giving the nod to come on and do so. Mareka Holtzhausen, the captain. He offloads to Potgieter, and 20 goals now for Lenise Potgieter from South Africa. So turnover. And nervous moment here for Uganda, with South Africa ball in hand and a chance to push this lead out early. Again, the 1-2 between the 2 goalers from South Africa. And all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, 6 goals the difference. South Africa's centre pass. And Uganda caught napping coming from the half-time break. Well, they'll be required to fight back, and they'll need to do that right now. Otherwise, it'll be the dominance of the Spa Proteas in the green. As Mareka
Contact, keep it
Holshausen, the captain, offloads. Potgieter getting a good knock on the head. And he looks concerned. But I think underneath that face you might see a little bit of joy at the moment. They lead by 7, South Africa. And Paula Ferguson given the nod today on this match. And Proskovia. You just sense that she's been under all sorts of pressure. Mulwaney really picked up after that first quarter. Heavily penalised early on. But Uganda respond. South Africa with the 42 penalties. Only the 29 at the moment to Uganda. They could probably get in and contest a bit more ball. But in order to do so, they need to find their players, and it's South Africa and the speed of ball that's simply beating the Ugandans at the moment. So the drive from Nanyonga. She's been superb for them in the first 30 minutes. A little bit quiet coming out of half-time. They'll need her to fire. As some of the brains of the Ugandan setup taking the stacks.
Forward goalkeeper where it was. That's it, with her goalkeeper. Thank you.
Goalkeeper required to stand out of play. And lucky there that she wasn't called for moving. You must stay out of play. Once the whistle's been blown, called for contact on that occasion. So again, Uganda opting to keep Proskovia on the move. I'd love to see her just post up for a little bit and allow the mid-court to bring the ball through. Mimi and Nakachwa doing quite a good job. And the holding call goes on Mulwaney. So she picked up a bit of this in the first quarter. And of course, each of the umpires will have a distinct style in the way they go about their business. And it's up to the players to respond accordingly, understand the calls and adjust immediately. So Uganda need to really find a turnover ball here, need to apply good pressure. And we'll talk you through the changes for Uganda, because Nanyonga was in goalkeeper. She's now moved out to the wing defence. And Stella Oyella now coming on at goalkeeper. So the concern that Potgieter was too strong. Lillian Agio went to the bench. Tough call for her. She certainly had a lot of whistle going away, but she was also right in the thick of things in terms of intercepts, and that's exactly what Uganda need. So the She Cranes will hope that these changes bring to them some turnover ball. It's required and it's needed now. Karcher sets now Mimi up for the penalty, and you can just see Mostar needs to draw the arm off the player. Great forward movement by Nanyonga. She goes 1-2, sights the post, over the top of the hand, can't drop. And now South Africa starting to really dominate through this third term. Labar hits the circle top. Mareka Holshausen, well, she's found more ball early in this third quarter. And Yella out of play.
Line is breaking, wing defence. Holding, goalkeeper, pass and shot. Goalkeeper hold.
There's a 4-goal lead to South Africa at half-time, and they've doubled that to 8 goals in just 7 minutes. all eyes on the Ugandan she cranes here.
Wing attack.
They really need to get some drive. Of course, Proskovia required to do all the work to connect this ball. And now this play where the patience in trying to work the ball around off the circle edge. You can just see South Africa starting to pick up on it. That's the second stepping call on Erin Berger. 79 test caps to her name. She'll know that that is nothing but frustrating. But she gets it back. And just a moment of confusion coming from the umpire. It's been a long week for them as well, so. Uganda now must score here to keep in range, and oh well, completely unnecessary. The push and shove going on the outside, Uganda, and they go offside. Now South Africa, another chance, and Ayala gets her hand to that one. Labar and Berger just working the ball to circle edge. And Holzhausen, she's going to bomb long. Well, Ayala comes up with it, so maybe the good move here for Uganda as the ball gets turned over yet again. They need to convert, must show complete composure with ball, Uganda. And Proskovia out of court when she takes the ball. She's frustrated. And the South African defence starting to get on top. The coach, Uganda, it's all in the eyes. Rashid Mubira will realise that things are starting to look a little bit awkward for Uganda. 8 goals. Already today, we've seen one game go into extra time. Trinidad and Tobago took on Scotland. 47 all at the final whistle. And it was goal for 14 minutes of play, with Trinidad scoring just in the dying seconds to win that. Had some close games, Uganda, down by 2 goals to Wales. And only went down the 12 goals to Jamaica. That's no mean feat for this African side. Just under 5 minutes of play left in this third term. The winner of today's game will go on and play Malawi tomorrow for 5th and 6th position. The loser, well, they'll front Wales to play for 7th and 8th. South Africa already number 5 in the world, and they will be desperate to ensure that they finish in 5th position tomorrow and try and sustain that Netball World ranking. Oh, well, Nanyonga was there. Proskovia just hesitant on the pass. And probably lucky to come away with it there, the Ugandan side. Just some urgency required from Uganda. They don't want to head into this last quarter so far away from their opponents. So they're back to 8 goals. It is South Africa's centre pass, so Uganda really requires some sort of turnover ball here. Almost a held ball. And there you go. Here's a moment now for Uganda. The contact call on Holzhausen, the captain from South Africa. So just critical they get this ball through court. Both goalers again outside the circle. Oh, again. Almost held ball. And the contact must start. Well, she's probably just given the Ugandans a moment of relief. Nyonga just started to miss a couple in this third quarter, a bit of fatigue setting in, but Proskovia goes to the post and she brings the She Cranes back to 7 goals with their centre pass. And Mareike Holshausen has walked over to the umpire and indicated time. She copped a knock on the rebound, maybe just a little bit winded. She did hold the rib cage immediately. And Norma Plummer there just gauging whether she's good to go. Let's see if we can get in on.
We've got to win.
Yeah, and she's just caught one as well.
That's all right. We're going over the umpires at the end of this quarter to talk about it. Now get in front and try and work a man-to-man. Because you're coming from behind all the time, then you've got one arm up her back when you're trying to come around. That's why you get pulled. So you have to change that. You can't keep doing that and getting pulled up. Right, so get in front, just like you did on that last bit. When you're on the circle edge, you stayed there. She could have gone offside easy because the pressure was on her. They're the things you need to tighten up on now for this next 3 minutes. You'll need you to really concentrate on that, right? And same with you guys, just keep working at it, but try and be smart. You know, she's going to pull you for the odd thing, but you've still got to have a go. You've got to have a go, all right? But let Plums go up on the big shots. Yeah, on that one when she holds and you hold and she's going back, that's when you should change it and go for a jump at the end. That's on the goal attack, on that last one, because she just waited till you were ready to fall. You know, so if you can hold that a fraction longer, get up. Come on.
It's almost like you're right in the middle of the huddle with Norma Plummer. She was a premiership coach at the last World Cup 2011 in Singapore. Took over the West Coast Fever, and now on the other side of the world trying to help the South Africans. And you can just hear her saying to Rochelle Lawson, you can't continue to do the same thing and expect a different result. You need to change up your game, get in front, otherwise the whistle's going to continue to come your way. So great words coming from Norma Plummer. And now it is the responsibility of her players to respond. 2.5 minutes left. Nyonga driving through the middle of the 2 defenders from South Africa. And Rachel Nyonga popping in goal number 16. And it's a 6-goal game, so a good little moment there for Uganda. If they could get another turnover ball here, gee, that'd be great news for the She Cranes. And they almost do. Well, they've come up with it. Stella Oyella right into it. And a little momentum swing here for Uganda. Just so critical that they convert. Mimi, well, she goes backwards to go forwards. And the contact on Marwani. So Rachel Nyonga will step in to take the shot. Oh, here we go, Uganda back to 5. Well, an extra spring in Proskovia's step as the She Cranes sense a moment here. And their intensity has lifted. And Proskovia, well, her head's lifted. 4 goals. South Africa just need to settle here and find a goal. Berger, under all sorts of pressure, goes high and long as needed. And Lenise Potgieter continues to do what she's done for 9 days of netball, and that is finish off for the South African Proteas. 40 seconds on the clock, plenty of time for a couple of goals. Oh, through the hands of Proskovia, she comes up with it well. Reaction time just brilliant there. And they'll start being called for the contact. So Proskovia takes her time on the shot. She really is hugging the 3 seconds. And she pops it in, back to 4 goals. 9 seconds on the clock. South Africa will have to go long and score. High ball goes to... Well, how good was that? And what a finish for South Africa on the whistle. Lenise Potgieter, cool, calm and collected under pressure. And the scoreline pops out to 5 goals the difference as South Africa head into the 3/4 time break, leading Uganda by the 5 goals. Oh, you just had a moment there where you wondered if South Africa were about to absolutely tear this game apart. And then all of a sudden, a couple of turnovers by the goalkeeper, Stella Oyella for Uganda. And they were right back into it. Their heads lifted, their eyes lifted. The coach got excited. 3/4 time stats are going to tell not the story that we just saw in the last few minutes, but could possibly indicate a very big last quarter. 76% still for Uganda, 9 rebounds. They've been dominant under the post, but South Africa lead by 5. It's two of the African nations battling it out here at Netball Central as we go into the last quarter with South Africa leading Uganda by 5 goals. And the Ugandans just giving the South Africans a scare as they drew that score back in the latter minutes of the 3rd quarter. How will the momentum begin for both of these sides? And the start. Well, she's got the most intercepts of any player at this tournament. And she gets her hand on that deflection. "12 deflections for South Africa to Uganda's 7. And Nanyonga doesn't even look to go to the post. Well, Carla must start getting frustrated, but her elbow is clearly up as she's defending the player. Blatantly obvious. So frustration from Proskovia. You can see her hands. This means so much to both sides. Uganda, if they could win here today, would play off for 5th and 6th place tomorrow. It would be the absolute talk of the town. South Africa, well, they've come into this game today and are expected to win. Holtzhausen offloads to Potgieter, and Lenise Potgieter has been so good for these Spa Proteas. Well, there's just a fantastic understanding between the shooting end for South Africa. Holtzhausen playing her 81st cap today, Potgieter her 21st cap. So they're a new combination. I get the feeling they might be together for a little bit more time to come. There's Uganda now asked to respond. Nanyonga. And Rachel Nanyonga continues to power on for the Ugandan She Cranes. As some of the crowd have adopted this Ugandan team as their second team, their second favourite team. Great crowd in here at Netball Central. World record broken today in terms of crowds at the Allphones Arena. And we're expecting another world record on day 10 of play, a complete sellout. Australia and New Zealand will go head-to-head for the gold medal game. The shooting accuracy, South Africa 91, Uganda 77%. And South Africa have scored the first 3 goals of this quarter, Uganda just the one. And the offensive contact. So you can see Rashid Bira there just indicating he felt that the opposition were using their elbow to push off. The way it was seen by the umpire was completely the opposite. But it doesn't matter because the ball's back in the hand now of Uganda. And Carla Mustard, the goal defence there for South Africa. Marwani, great pressure on the ball. They come up with it. I was just about to say Mustard, you can see she's getting so frustrated, shaking her head, but she continues to stand out of play, so she needs to adjust as Potgieter finishes off for South Africa. And that's a good moment for South Africa. And almost on cue, the Ugandans call the injury time. It's an 8-goal lead, and they know it is a very nervous time now in the scheme of things. They cannot afford for this game to stretch out any more than what it has. Karchwa, she's being attended to by the medical staff from Uganda. The quarter time score. South Africa, let's see if we can now hear in from the coach Rashid Mubira.
Just schooling.
Well, I'd love to be able to interpret that for you folks, but I don't think I can. I did hear timeout and just coolly, so I would take that as let's just calm down. Anyhow, that's my best Ugandan. But a very composed coach in Rashid Mubira. And you feel that the players are responding quite well to him. So a very important time for both sides here. South Africa with a chance to push this scoreline out and blow this game away. Uganda, they must take these next couple of minutes and do something with them. We saw how quickly they can score and get back into the swing of things. It's got to happen now. So Nanyonga and Proskovia, well, you can see straight away Proskovia is so disappointed. Hands go to the head. Oh, Mimi comes up with the ball, and fortunately for her, she's going to get that back. Courtesy, Thumbu with the contact. He's come on at wing defence for South Africa, and Rochelle Lawson's gone to the bench. And the moment for Uganda remains. It's still the 8 goals. Oh, and a pick up here for Uganda. Well, this is what we're talking about. It's these minutes now that they must capitalise. South Africa, they'll want to respond and try and not allow any momentum to go the way of the She Cranes.
Advantage offside, centre. Advantage contact in defence.
So Nanyonga
Goalkeeper contact.
looks to the post and draws the contact of Maweni. And Rachel Nanyonga keeps the dreams of Uganda alive. As the crowd are really enjoying this, they're wooing on Uganda. And again, you just feel the energy lift from the Ugandans. They sense a moment here to fight back. Plenty of time on the clock to get right back, but moments like those will really hurt if South Africa can capitalise. Tembu will set up the penalty. Well, Betty Numakasa has been doing everything she possibly can to give Uganda the chance defensively here. Mareka Holtzhausen will move closer to the post, courtesy of an obstruction, and that's just a little settler from the captain of South Africa. And the momentum that we just felt suddenly shifts. South Africa now a chance to go out to 9 goals. And they do just that. Norma Plummer, Nicole Cusack to her left. 2 very famous Australians given the job to lead the South African contingent in the coaching ranks. Nicole Cusack in as the specialist shooting coach. Norma Plummer, well, she knows
Contact goal defence.
that there wasn't a huge amount that she could do, given that she only had this side for 3 weeks prior to the tournament. But she will be a wealth of knowledge for them throughout. South Africa just starting to take control here. Anytime that Uganda have had a moment, the good news for Norma Plummer's South Africa is they've responded. And she's not showing a lot of smile there, but I tell you what, we've seen her dance the lights out at this tournament. She's been an absolute hit on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Norma Plummer. She took on the lip sync battle to shake it up, and she shook it all over. Uganda under pressure now from South Africa defensively, and again the contact on Mostart. She can watch this footage back and just see where she needs to adjust. She's not let down by that, and great to see her get straight back in and a deflection to her name. She's had 5 deflections this game, no intercepts, although she's taken 25 for the tournament, so that's not too shabby. And you just feel now that maybe South Africa have got this all under control. Their shoulders are up, the ball work precise. They really now starting to dominate in attack. The wind out of the sails of Uganda. 5 minutes of play left, out to 10 goals, and this will go up to 11. As Lenise Potgieter, the dominant shooter on the court today, 34 from 36. An extraordinary performance for her. Second most prolific shooter so far in 9 days of play. She sits behind Maui Kumwenda, the famous Maui Kumwenda from Malawi. 2 African players sitting 1 and 2 on the table for ball through ring.
Contact, goal, defence, penalty.
And the one thing we know about this tournament is that Uganda are now on the minds and the lips of every netballer in the world, because they've come to this tournament and they have shocked, they've thrilled, they've never given up, and they're into the top 8, and they have completely surprised all of us. So it's the Proteas now, just asserting dominance in this final quarter of play. The held ball, well, you just get the feeling it's a moment too late for Uganda. Just not enough opportunity to turn ball over today for them. They've lacked a connection through the midcourt here. They've really had to play this ball around. And Maweni gets drawn there on the contact. Nanyonga and Proskovia, well, they've been good for Uganda. They just haven't received enough ball and opportunity. As Rachel Nanyonga puts up number 21 for her She Cranes team. South Africa, through Erin Berger, find their go-to girl for the day. And Potgieter just continues. Lenise Potgieter, I'm going to put my money on it. She will be playing somewhere other than South Africa in the next year, likely to get a nod to go to the English Super League.
Uganda.
What an opportunity it would be for her. She'll join the likes of Proskovia, who's already over there for Uganda. A number of Aussie players over in the English Super League, and they don't get their opportunity to play in the ANZ Championship. Proskovia hasn't been her best game today, and she'll know that.
Oh, wing attack.
Tembu coming on at the 3/4 time into the wing defence position. Labar, well, she joined the game at half time in wing attack, and the changes working for Norma Plummer as the scoreline starts to open up for South Africa. Stella Oyella, the goalkeeper for Uganda. She offered some moments of sheer brilliance, but there just wasn't enough of them. She was asked to almost do it alone there. I'm still waiting for the South African crowd to smile and get excited. I'm pretty sure you're home and hosed, guys. Minute 30 on the clock. South Africa now will enjoy this last 90 seconds of play. There's a smile. Sort of. They'll enjoy this last moment knowing that they'll step into day 10 and the final day of play here at the Netball World Cup 2015 in Sydney, playing off for 5th and 6th position. And lo and behold, they'll have to come up against another African nation in Malawi.
Obstruction, goal attack.
And they've already met Malawi earlier on in the week. And South Africa went down by 7 goals. So they will be the ones out hunting the Malawi Queens tomorrow. It's a fantastic rivalry. Lock it in on your Sunday calendar. lock in the gold medal game. Australia taking on New Zealand. The bronze medal game, it'll be Jamaica and England. And playing off for 5th and 6th will be South Africa and Malawi. And 7th and 8th we'll see Uganda and Wales go head-to-head. So there's your top 8, your 4 games for tomorrow. Check your guides for times. As we head into the last play with 13 seconds on the clock for Uganda. The centre pass will be theirs. Can they just score another goal to finish off their Day 9 campaign? They go along to Proskovia. She finds, she steps in, she delivers. But it's all too late for the Ugandan She Cranes as the whistle blows at full time. And South Africa finish the day with a win. They get up over their African counterparts by 10 goals, winning 50-40. Norma Plummer shakes the hands of Rashid Mabira, the coach of Uganda.